Right after he shipped a pro-slavery, anti-women Trump Bible to every classroom in the state, Education Superintendent Ryan Walters has announced his resignation, and Oklahomans are grieving. This dude with the Inglourious Bastards haircut is Ryan Walters, a Trump-loving, Bible-thumping, conspiracy-peddling education superintendent in the state of Oklahoma. But he will not be holding that position for very much longer.
I'll be stepping down as Oklahoma State Superintendent.
Oklahomans are living the red state dream, getting one of their craziest Trump-worshiping elected officials out of office.
It's been a long time coming. We've been fighting for this moment for at least 2 years.
During his tenure as superintendent, Walters revised education standards to make sure curricula included Bible lessons and conspiracy theories about the 2020 presidential election. He also mandated that a Bible be present in every single Oklahoma classroom. I am so glad we are in this hot mess together, so be sure to hit that subscribe button. All right, y'all, let's get into it. In one of his final acts as education superintendent, Ryan Walters is having a Bible delivered to every single classroom in the state of Oklahoma. But not just any Bible, it's the Trump Bible, the God Bless the USA Bible. And YouTube Bible reviewer Tim Wildsmith had some thoughts about the product's quality.
This doesn't even look like leather. It's there, you see like there's another little ding in it where it's already been damaged. It doesn't have a perimeter stitch or anything like that. Honestly, it feels pretty fake and cheap to me. So that shocks me that the Bible was $75 shipped, because most publishers with their synthetic leather Bibles are going to be like 30, 40 bucks at most. Sometimes you can get them for like under $20. It says nothing about where it was printed. That is a little bit suspicious to me, that they're not telling us where these Bibles were printed, which makes me think that it's definitely not in the United States, because I think they would proudly put that in here if it was, and that it's likely somewhere in Asia, particularly probably someplace like China.
Oklahoma high school politics and government teacher Aaron Baker took to TikTok, agreeing that this Bible is nothing special.
The first thing that struck me was that it was very generic, leather-bound, King James version of the Bible, just like I grew up with, probably owned a dozen or more in my lifetime. It's not a study Bible. There's no in-text commentary. There's nothing unique about the version in and of itself.
Just a plain old boring Bible. But beyond the poor quality and high price, the biggest issue these guys have with this Bible is what it contains. Documents from just one country, the United States.
In the back, when I was a kid, where the maps used to be, is where we find a letter from Lee Greenwood, followed by the Declaration of Independence, followed by the Constitution of the United States, the Bill of Rights, the Pledge of Allegiance. And since I teach government, I was interested in the presentation. As I mentioned, the Bill of Rights is listed here as well.
Baker points out that the U.S. Constitution included in this Bible is wholly inaccurate. It only goes up to Amendment number 10, meaning that in this version of the U.S. Constitution, slavery was either never outlawed or it never existed, and women never received the right to vote.
The 14th Amendment is also missing from this Constitution, and that is where we get the due process of law. This is not an accident. This is an incomplete, at best, Constitution that's in this Bible, and it's a dishonest Constitution, and it's not the Constitution that I teach in my classroom. I believe that this firmly indicates that we are exiting a stage of MAGA revisionist history where the message is that slavery was not that bad, and we are firmly entering into one of the final stages of MAGA revisionist history, and that is that slavery never existed. This is very concerning, and I wanted to raise the alarm on the fact that this kind of blatant revisionist history is being pushed into our schools in Oklahoma, and it needs to stop.
Wildsmith was insulted as well.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's kind of offensive that you would have a Pledge of Allegiance to the American flag inside a Bible. This is a misstep, and it disappoints me that it's even out there, and it disappoints me that people are making money off this, because again, let's be honest. This is a really cheap Bible that did not cost them very much money to make, and they're selling it for not cheap Bible prices, which means they're making a ton of money off of this Bible.
How in the hell did we get here? Let's go through the timeline. First, we have to remember how important the Bible is to Donald Trump. He told Bloomberg all about it back in 2015.
When I talk about the Bible, it's very personal, so I don't want to get into verses. I don't want to get into...
There's no verse that means a lot to you that you think about or cite?
The Bible means a lot to me, but I don't want to get into specifics.
Even to cite a verse that you like?
No, I don't want to do that.
You're an Old Testament guy or a New Testament guy?
Probably equal.
And what does he do with something that is so personal to him? He monetizes it.
I'm proud to be partnering with my very good friend Lee Greenwood in connection with promoting the God Bless the USA Bible.
Trump launched a new version of the God Bless the USA Bible in March of 2024. And according to his financial disclosure documents from 2025, he earned over $1.3 million for hawking this piece of junk. Then in June of 2024, Walters, the superintendent of education in Oklahoma, mandated that every single classroom include a Bible. In August of 2024, the state of Oklahoma put out bids for vendors to provide that Bible, but the bid requirements were oddly specific. The vendor must provide 55,000 copies of the Bible. The Bible must be the King James Version, including both the Old and New Testaments, and the Bible must include the Declaration of Independence, the U.S. Constitution, U.S. Pledge of Allegiance, and the U.S. Bill of Rights.
This Bible is the King James Version and also includes our founding father documents. Yes, the Constitution, which I'm fighting for every single day, very hard, to keep Americans protected. Also, the Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence, and the Pledge of Allegiance.
And wouldn't you know it, the only bid that satisfied all of those requirements was the Trump Bible, the God Bless the USA Bible. Bibles are arriving to Oklahoma classrooms just as Ryan Walters has announced his resignation, leaving the state of Oklahoma to become the CEO of the Teacher Freedom Alliance, a vehemently anti-teacher union, anti-woke nonprofit.
We're going to destroy the teachers' unions. We have seen the teachers' unions use money and power to corrupt our schools, to undermine our schools. We are one of the biggest grassroots organizations in the country. We will build an army of teachers to defeat the teachers' unions once and for all.
So happy for you, Oklahoma. Every single one of us sitting in a red state are living vicariously through you right now, dreaming of the day when one of our MAGA moron grifters grifts their way right out of state government and out of our hair. And when that glorious day comes, we'll be here to tell you all about it. So be sure to subscribe. For Really American Media, I am Corinne Straight. Thank you so much for watching. Share this video with someone in your life and leave a comment. Let's keep the conversation going. I'll see y'all next time.